Hi there, my name is Cupicate, and welcome back to WolfQuest Broken Wings with Charm. It's been a while since we've been with our wolves, and I have missed them dearly. I'm positive you have too. Charm has just joined with Willow and Amor, Willow's mate. She has discovered that this Willow has the spirit of her lost daughter. Her daughter, Willow, that she had with Aspen. A daughter she lost to a coyote attack, and one of, in her mind, her greatest failures at protecting her children. But now she is looking over the pups, both hers and Willow's, and she feels at peace. She feels as though Aspen has led her here so that she could be with her daughter and to enjoy being with her pups as well. This morning, Charm is going to make sure, or I should say this evening, as the sun is setting, Charm is going to play with her pups. Her pups have missed her dearly, and she's been running around quite a bit. However, she does feel a tug in her heart that she needs to go out and maybe try and converse with Aspen and see if maybe he's willing to listen or if he has some message for her. Aspen has, in spirit, reached out to her many times these last few days, and now a desire to talk to him is there because her love for him was never lost. She tried so hard to love Caleb, and I believe that she did, but the love was just not the same. But now, after many struggles in this particular litter, Charm has lost some of her pups. Saffron, Kendall, and Liam still remain. 2 boys and a girl. They are all over 14 pounds, and Liam is almost 15 pounds. So Charm knows that it's close to time where the pups are going to be way too big to stay in this den, and they'll have to be at the summer rendezvous site soon. She's hungry. Her pups consistently need food, but she's tired as well. She's going to rest for now with her pups, be with them in the morning, and then she needs to find some food for herself. Only good dreams for Charm, no dreams of fire or predators, only of wolves and prey and eagles flying high. Perhaps in some ways her wings, figuratively speaking, are healing, and she believes that is absolutely due to Aspen's presence. Uh-oh. Right now, Charm is just going to see if she can smell where the cougar's coming from. She doesn't really have any sense of the cougar, so the cougar is smart, stalking against the wind. Through all of the foliage, she can't see this cougar, but she's too afraid to leave the entrance of the den, wanting to make sure she's there to nudge any stray pups back inside. She thinks the cougar might be over there, but she's not sure. The grasses are too tall now that the rains have been more frequent. Currently, she's alone at the den as well. There. Ah! The cougar gave itself away just in time, stalking just enough near Charm's vision, and she was able to catch just a glimpse, but that's all she needed. And now she walks back to the den, feeling calmer and a little more encouraged that she truly is a good mother. Her pups are quite hungry this morning, but they are full of love for their mom. They know that with her, they are safe. And yes, even though Charm has lost a couple of her pups, of their siblings, these pups trust her. They love her with everything they have, and she loves them like it's the only thing she has left. Now that the pups are fed and played with, Charm feels that she can leave and look for herself some food. But before we do anything of that sort, before I forget, we should roll for today's difficulty. So Charm happens upon a herd. Now the herds are usually quite strong during this time of year, especially the females. And so she's going to see if she can't scope out a weak one, but the likelihood of that's pretty low. But she's hungry. And it's possible that one could have been injured recently. She has stepped into another pack's territory, which has got her a bit nervous, so she's going to have to do this quickly if she wants to eat. Wow, with diligence and patience and seeing the elk trip up on their own feet, Charm has taken initiative and by herself takes down a fairly healthy cow elk. The hunt certainly wasn't easy. It was a challenge, but she managed it. And yet, even after this meal, the tug in her heart that she's been feeling still pulls her. She thought for sure it was simply that she was hungry, or maybe Aspen was trying to lead her to this elk herd, but again, that tug is still very present, and so she'll continue to follow it. So Charm takes a moment to enjoy some fresh water. She looks at all these abandoned, strange buildings, but then her attention is pulled up onto the hill. The tower that has sit there looming over all of the wolves and the wildlife that live here now that the humans are gone. And that is where the tug is coming from, the watchtower. Charm has arrived just beneath the tower, and she found herself a small treat to bring back to the pups. To her right now, the tower just looks like wood. There's nothing really there. She doesn't hear any whispers, she doesn't feel any caresses other than the wind that's brushing up against her. Her heart is telling her that she needs to be here, but there's no indication of why. She places her treat at the foot of the watchtower. She looks around, there are no wolves. She doesn't hear Aspen currently. This place smells strange. The metal on her feet are hot. She doesn't really like it here. But she does get that feeling of being watched. She finds her way inside and goes on this soft, rectangular thing that she doesn't understand, but it's comfortable. So she sits, and she takes a moment to relax and just listen. Instead of focusing on what the watchtower is, she's trying to hear things that are not meant to be heard. Now that she knows that Aspen is with her beyond the plane of life, she doesn't really know how to communicate with undead beings. But she relaxes and breathes and quietly says, "Aspen, did you call me here?" It takes several minutes before she gets a response, but it isn't the response she expected. Instead, she hears a deep female voice saying, "Willow. Bring me Willow." The voice is low but soft, commanding and yet like a caress to her ears. And she wonders, which Willow? Which Willow do I bring? And why? And so Charm asks why. But the voice doesn't say anything. Everything falls silent once again, and the regular sounds of wind upon leaves comes back into her mind. And then predator smell reaches her nose, and she is pulled from the plane between living and death. She realizes that the treat that she left at the bottom of the watchtower may be attracting predators. And so before she can continue her conversation, she decides to take her treat and head back to the pups. She gives the watchtower one more glance, wondering who was that? Because she knows the sound of her mother. That wasn't her mother. That didn't sound like any of her daughters, any of her children. She didn't recognize that voice. But she knows it wasn't Aspen. But as she peeks ahead, she does see a wolf. A silver wolf. A large, menacing looking silver wolf that is looking down upon her from the hillside. He is silent. He doesn't move towards her. She can tell based on the scent this is a male. And so she thinks maybe this is a dispersal that's looking over her, and she has no interest, so she goes, hoping that he will not pursue her. And as she checks behind, he doesn't move still, just watching her run along. But a foreboding sense falls upon her. She isn't sure if that was the wolf, as they did sound female in nature. But even she knows you can't always tell. She decides to leave that behind her. She's been without her pups long enough. She has been fed, but now she's tired. And her pups still need a mother. Charm returns with more food, and the pups couldn't be happier to see their mom back. She is delighted to see them. They're already coming into their own, so close to 15 pounds. They're just waiting on little Saffron. One more sleep and they'll be moving to the summer rendezvous site. With full puppies and a tired mama, Charm decides to sleep. The weather is beautiful. The sun is upon her back. There's no need to be in the den for right now. She sleeps amongst her pups and Willow's pups. Amor is there as they all know it's time to move the puppies. So when they awaken, that is where they will go. 15 pounds! Alright, let's see what these babies look like. Alright, Saffron, let me get a good look at you, bub. Look at you! Oh my goodness, you're so light colored. And then we have Kendall. Kendall's very red. Liam is very gray, blue. Absolutely beautiful puppers. She's going to encourage them to eat what they can because they won't be taking this with them. Charm and the other adults want their muzzles free just in case they may need to get into a fight on the way to the rendezvous site. But Charm has a thought on where they should go. Somewhere maybe a little more open and less surrounded by this foliage where bigger predators can hide. And now our journey is underway. The pups are coming. No one is sick right now, and so Charm is just focused on making sure that if she needs to tuck her pups into the grass, that she's ready, eyes open to predators and rival wolves. As they pass a bull elk, Charm takes a moment to tuck her pups into the grass so they can see the kind of prey they could possibly bring down one day. A learning experience upon the journey. But she also puts them there for another reason. She needs to make sure the territory where she's taking them is safe. Now the pups are already antsy, irritated that their mom is leaving them right now. And so she knows that her time is very, very limited. but she has got to make sure that this territory is marked correctly. After a swift check, all she could see was prey, which is very good. That's something she wants to see. It means that the pups will have plenty of food. What she didn't see, fortunately, was rival wolves, and that's more what she was worried about. She did catch the scent of a few dispersals, but she wasn't really concerned with them. In fact, she was sure she could smell the dispersal male that's been scouting her out for a while now. A definite hopeless romantic, and Charm is a little tickled by it. She has to admit that his dedication to try and win her over is sweet, but she's trying not to add any more males in her life, as it's not fair for them because she hasn't let go of Aspen. And we have arrived at Littlestone Rendezvous Site. This is where the pups will play and grow the rest of the summer until fall. They are in desperate need of some playtime though. Oh, there's a whole elk herd right there. That's interesting. What a great learning experience for the pups though, although I think Kendall's a bit nervous to come over here. Charm is gonna take a moment to pick up Kendall and tuck her into the grass, telling her that it's all right, that not to be afraid. Instead, she'll leave the two brothers in the one grass patch and she'll snuggle with her daughter who's off by herself, telling her it's all right, that the herd is already moving on by their presence and they will not be bothered. Charm awakens. Willow and Amor are still resting. The pups are still resting as well, but they're happy. Kendall is still trying to wander off, probably because she's hungry and Charm knows that she needs to find them some food, even if she ends up going back to the old den to see if anything is left. Charm gives her little ones with a little snack, something to hold them over until she brings back the real meal. A fresh rabbit, just killed right around the corner. These two are so very happy. But Kendall has shown herself to be more and more distant lately. As she's grown, she seems to be independent, and Charm couldn't be prouder of her daughter. But she does miss the snuggling and the closeness they had. But this is to be expected. As pups get older and they start to realize that they're going to be a wolf one day, sometimes they lose that dependency, and Charm knows she has to respect that. But she'll still always be close to her daughter. Charm has put her pups back into the grass, and she is going to go out and see if she can't find them more of a meal than what a rabbit can provide. But as she moves, her thoughts trail back to the watchtower. She wonders who that wolf was, and she's curious what the voice meant. She hasn't told Willow yet. A lot of fear on the unknown is still keeping Charm a bit paralyzed. She wants to know. And so she thinks that she'll hunt in that direction today, but if anything seems out of place, she'll abandon, going towards the watchtower. Charm still feels that tug in her heart as she sits and she watches over the watchtower. There are no silver wolves there today, at least as far as she can tell. She did find a dispersal nearby, but that wasn't the same wolf she saw. She doesn't smell him nearby, but she still feels a need to go. And as she watches in the distance, a small light flickers every so once in a while beneath the watchtower. A beckoning to Charm, but she's undecided on whether she wants to go. We'll have to find out what she does in the next episode of Broken Wings. I hope you liked this episode, y'all. It's good to be back. If you did like this, tickle and poke that like button. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe to join the family if you haven't already, and jingle the bell so you're notified of when I post more WolfQuest videos. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week for more of Broken Wings and WolfQuest with our precious Charm. Bye!